ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know by this point, every Tuesday, me and Joey do a top 10 list of some random topic that we decide to choose. Well, we chose top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL today based on our opinions. So, usually the way we go about it is we work our way down. We go 10, 9, 8, then I go 10, 9, 8, and so on and so forth. We go a little back and forth, have some fun with it, make a little conversation. Like I've said before, you can go to the Sports Zone fan page on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Sports Zone on Club Zone. And you can feel free to post your own top 10 list of the top 10 quarterbacks. Our favorites, maybe we'll mention, we'll give you a shout out. You can also feel free to maybe submit a YouTube video or your own video onto the fan page or anything you want to do. We want you to be part of this. This is interactive radio, ladies and gentlemen. This is not internet radio. This is not FM radio. This is not AM radio. This is interactive radio. You are part of our show. So, with that said, I think it's only official that we let Joey start it off with his 10, 9, and 8 quarterbacks in the NFL today.
At number 10.
Numero 10.
I've got Tavares Jackson.
Yeah. Well, I got Seneca Wallace, so
Oh, that's funny, bro. That's funny. No, at number 10, I have your boy Tony Romo, actually. The boy that you're listening to. The boy that you have on the back of your jersey right there, my friend. Yeah, I just think Romo's a very good regular season quarterback. Always puts up great numbers. It's just for the simple fact that he can't win. The Cowboys just can't win in the regular season. They can't seem to...
When it matters.
Exactly.
Late December, early January, just rack up the L's. Baby.
Just rack it up. At number 9, I've got... This guy is probably going to be a top 5 quarterback next year. Or I should say this coming year. But at number 9, I've got Matthew Stafford. And he actually could be a little bit higher on this list.
Yes, he could.
But he's only been healthy for 1 full year. And in that 1 full year, he broke the 5,000-yard mark, which is pretty freaking incredible in my opinion. It just goes to show you what he and this Detroit Lion offense can really do if everybody's healthy. And especially if you have a great specimen in Calvin Megatron Johnson. It's just put it up, and he'll come down with it. So Matty Stafford, one of the better young quarterbacks in the league today. I really think that he's going to step it up, and if he can stay healthy, he really has an opportunity to leapfrog over a lot of these great quarterbacks that are in the league today. Because if he goes another year with 5,000 yards and the numbers that he put up last year, oh my goodness, watch out for the Detroit Lions if that's the case.
Yeah, if he turns into one of those quarterbacks where you expect between 4,300 and 4,800 a year and 30-plus touchdowns with only 10, 11 picks. I mean, sorry, that is what we like to call franchise quarterback. So,
you're 100%
if a guy does
right.
that on a regular basis, that's what we call a franchise quarterback. You don't need to win a Super Bowl to be a franchise quarterback. You need to win a Super Bowl to be considered a great quarterback. To be a franchise quarterback, you just got to dominate throughout the seasons. Let's be honest here. But anyway, so Matthew Stafford at number 9, Romo was 10, and number 8 for you.
Killer Cam.
Killer Cam.
I got Killer Cam at 8. And again, he's another one that could possibly continue to move up the ranks. It's just for the simple fact that young quarterback, he proved a lot last year, but what has he won? Nothing, because he's only been in the league for 1 year. He definitely improved this Carolina team dramatically. And just the way he plays, though, is just unbelievable, dude. He's kind of reminds me of a mix between Michael Vick and Big Ben. He's as big enough as Big Ben, where he's very versatile and people struggle to tackle him. And he's got the feet of Michael Vick, where he could just take off if he needs to. And on top of that, he likes to be a rock star. He likes to be a rock star and Superman. How cool is that? That's the only reason why I got him even over Matthew Stafford, is because he's even cooler than cool.
even cooler than
He's cooler than cool. But he broke numerous amounts of rookie records last year, and him and Stafford are just going to get better. You know, the NFL's in a really good place right now because a few years back, you only had 3 dominant quarterbacks.
Yeah. You literally like, not even under counting that, Joey. That's a literal number.
Now, the top 10 that I have is pretty dominant, and you can go up to about 15 that are pretty damn good.
Yeah, you can definitely say you got about 5 or 6 quarterbacks that you can start your franchise with.
Yes.
Without thinking about it.
Without thinking.
Then you've got like another 5 or 6 that you're like,
they're not
I
bad.
definitely would be okay with you as my quarterback.
Yep.
And then you got the young guys that are coming up that you're okay with. And in a couple years, you're going to be like, they're going to jump into that 5 or 6.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
then those guys are going to get a little older and slide back.
Yeah.
All right, so that gives us Tony Romo at 10.
Uh-huh.
Then you had
Stafford at 9.
And Cam at 8. All right, so let me just write that down so I know what I got.
Yeah, so I got Romo, Stafford, Killer Cam. Good
All
luck.
right. I'm going to surprise you a little bit with mine. All right.
Hey, well, there's a lot of... I was debating about where to go with certain players, to be honest with you.
My number 10 quarterback is Matthew Stafford.
Cool.
Like you said, he hasn't really done much. Last year was actually the first year he was able to stay healthy throughout the whole season.
Dude, he's going to be a monster with Calvin.
Oh, yeah. To me, it's just stay healthy. If they can keep that offensive line good enough that he doesn't get hit too much, they're A-okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think he still has some learning to do as a quarterback. He still is, he had moments where he missed throws he should have had during the season. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, let's be honest. This happens to every quarterback, even the greatest. They're going to miss throws every now and then, but it's just easier to judge him because he's a younger guy and hasn't done it for as long. So it's easier to judge him on missing those throws. So I got Stafford at 10. I actually put Mr. Phillip Rivers at number 9.
Ooh.
I
can understand that, though. He did not have a good year at all.
He did not have a good year at all. And if you actually go back and look at his career, he's similar to Tony Romo. What's he done in the playoffs? Not much. I mean, he's won more playoff games than Romo.
In his defense, he's played hurt every time in the playoffs. He's played with like a MCL strain and things like that. So I'll give him that. He's manned up and played.
Fair enough. I can't argue with you on that. I can't because he's definitely a tough cat. But yeah, I just said a tough cat. I never talk like that. That was random. He's definitely a tough guy. But to me, it's one of those things where I guess I don't know. I feel like he tends to have some bad games in really big games.
I definitely feel you, but the second half that he had last year, he went on a roll. I know the first half, he had all these turnovers, and I thought he was going to be an MVP at the beginning of last season with the way that he was coming into the year with the San Diego Chargers, but he screwed himself so badly. I think he had as many touchdowns as turnovers in the first half, but the second half, he really turned it on.
Yes, and I can't argue with you on that at all, but when I think of Phillip Rivers, there's 8 other guys I'd rather have as my quarterback, I guess you would say.
That's cool.
So I put him in my number 9. And then, a little bit of the homer feeling and a little bit of the fact that I feel like he gets screwed because of other things. I put Tony Romo at 8.
There you go.
I can't put him any higher than 8.
Put your boy at 8.
I can't put him any higher than 8. No question in my mind. There's no way he goes higher than 8. But I had to do it. Like I said, I feel like, the year he had last year, I feel like Dallas could have easily went 10-6, 11-5 if the defense actually played some damn defense. or the Arizona game, our coach doesn't call timeout. Like, there's numerous moments where I could think of that, really what I used to keep Romo out of my top 10. Before this year. Mm-hmm. What got me was the San Francisco game.
I was going to say, what made you put him in there?
With that San Francisco game in week 2 and how he played over that stretch of a couple weeks with the punctured lung and the broken rib, that really just showed me that this guy really gets how much he needs to win for people to respect what he does. He came out and led Dallas to tying the game and forcing an overtime, and then comes out on the first play of overtime, nails the play action to the point where everybody on San Francisco, including the fans in Candlestick Park, pretty much thought he handed off the ball. Nails the play action, puts it to Holly on a dime. If Holly was a step faster, it would have been a touchdown. We wouldn't even have to worry about a field goal. But anyway, and then he comes out and the following week has to go against a division rival in Washington who knows his rib is all messed up and go after him. And he really proved a lot to me this year, especially in that stretch of those earlier games. And he didn't play bad statistically towards the end of the season. Our defense was, I think, 29th over the last 5 weeks. Mm-hmm. We were one of the worst defenses in the NFL.
That is atrocious.
We gave up more 20-yard plays in the last 5 weeks of the season than any team did. I think, no, not any team throughout the season, but it was a dramatic number. And then on top of that, Dallas blows 4 or 5 fourth quarter leads of 12 points or more, and in the history of Dallas, they only did that twice before this year. And I can't, outside of the Detroit Lions game where we throw 2 picks to the house, I can't blame Romo for those losses. I just can't. I blame him for the Detroit game. No question. I'm sorry. You're throwing balls as a veteran quarterback you just don't throw.
You blame more the defense than anything else.
But, yeah, as a whole, I blame the defense for how Dallas' season went. Romo was a top 6 quarterback in stats. I mean, if you didn't have 3 guys throw for over 5,000 yards, you would have talked about Romo's season a little more, but 3 guys broke $5,000 in yards. So that's what you're going to talk about. So I got Romo at 8. And
I'm not going to hate on that.
Stafford, Rivers, Romo, my 10, 9, 8.
I'm not going to hate on that. Well, unfortunately for me, I got Rivers a little higher than that. That'll come later on in the show. At 7, I have Peyton Manning. Just because he's older right now. He didn't play last year. I should give him more respect and give him a top 5 nod, but you know what? You didn't play last year, bro.
Nobody's mad at you.
Didn't play. You got to show me that you can play. You got to show me that your neck is healed, and I just need to see something from you. I want to see if Denver is actually going to respond with having Peyton Manning there, which I think they will. He's one of the greatest He's the greatest player I think I've ever seen play. Regular season.
Well, let's be honest, though. I mean, for me and you, we did, we were born in the mid 80s, and so technically grew up with, the end of Montana. We got to see Steve Young. We got to see Aikman. We got to see the end of Marino.
Yep.
But let's be honest, at that age, how clearly do you really remember watching them play? Peyton Manning, you pretty much can clearly remember him playing his whole career.
Yes.
That's the difference for me. I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. I've been a Cowboy fan since 1991.
Yeah, but
doesn't mean I can tell you details of how they played. I mean, let's be honest.
No, you're right.
Out of any of them, it's the Super Bowl plays that I remember the most, just because those are the most blown up and remembered anyway.
Very true.
It's
very
a little, true. But anyway, sorry.
No, don't be sorry. This is a conversation to go back and forth with.
Peyton Manning at number 7.
So I got Peyton Manning at 7. At number 6, I've got Big Ben. Big Ben. I really do like Big Ben as a quarterback. He's very tough to bring down. He played last year with a broken ankle or whatever it was.
You give him a great offensive line, and
dude, he's money. He could pick you apart. He's the reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers really went to a different type of offense. For years, the Steelers were ground and pound, ground and pound, ground and pound. That's the Steeler way. Great defense. We're gonna pound you. But now with Big Ben there, the league's different. And Big Ben has opened up this offense, and I think he really is a top 6 quarterback in the league. And he has 2 Super Bowls, right?
Dos,
baby.
Dos.
And he's only 28, 29 years old. He's got time to win more.
He does. He has a lot of time. I mean, let's think about it. And the worst part for Ben, like we just said, if you give Big Ben, imagine Big Ben with New England's offensive line.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you kidding me?
Ridiculous, dude.
They would never have to leave a running back in the backfield to block. Because if the 5 couldn't handle it, he can avoid 1 pass rusher.
Yep.
He's done it his whole career. I mean, the guy has consistently taken a guy like Terrell Suggs and been able to avoid him.
Martinez joins us in the chat room. He got pissed that I took Ben over Peyton Manning. I'll take Big Ben over a guy who just had 3 neck surgeries. If he can prove to me that he's healthy, I'll take Peyton over Big Ben. I'll probably move Peyton into top 3 quarterbacks of the league if he can show me that he's healthy. Right now, I don't know that he's healthy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We're all entitled to our opinions.
And at number 5, I've got Phillip Rivers.
Okay.
I think Phillip Rivers is just a good gunslinger. I know he had a half-ass year last year, but I truly think he has an MVP type of performance somewhere in him. But I definitely think he's going to have a better year this year, even though he's doing it without 2 of his main weapons. No Vinny Jackson, no Nene.
Yeah, I mean, now
Malcolm Floyd is his one.
Malcolm Floyd's going to have
right?
it. And then they had Vinny something.
Vinny Jackson?
No, they had another guy.
Another tall dude.
His first name was Vinny. Or his last name was Jack. I don't know. He had something similar because every time I thought Vinny Jackson made a catch for me in fantasy, it was the other guy.
It's the other guy.
He's not very happy. So,
and so that's my 765.
all right, 765. All right, this is where I might loop you a little bit. I don't know. Maybe not. At number 7, I actually have Big Ben.
There you go.
Like we pretty much said everything that needs to be said about Big Ben. So I'm just gonna go to number 6. My number 6, I have Killer Cam.
Nice.
I did this based on what we saw last year and where I think he can go to. Mm-hmm. Joey touched on it earlier. This guy is literally like a combination of Big Ben and Michael Vick. The things that he may, if he can stay healthy and stay with it and not get too full of himself, which I don't think he will. He seems like a very humble young man. If he can do these things and stay healthy, and Carolina continues to try and put talent around him, he could turn into one of the best quarterbacks we'll ever watch play.
Probably.
I mean, let's be honest. If this guy can continue to do what he did last year, now, do I expect the same exact type of numbers? No. Why would you? That's why they went and got Mike Tolbert. They wanted to avoid having Cam be, taking beatings running up the middle. Like, you want your quarterback to last. You don't want him to run all the time. You just want to have teams be scared of it, so that every now and then you just call a quarterback draw, or a quarterback rollout, or whatever you want to call it. I don't care, but you don't want to do it as much. So do I think he's going to run for another 13 touchdowns or whatever he did? No. But if he got 6 again or 7, that'd be pretty damn impressive.
That would be.
Do I think he can throw for over 4,000 yards a year? Yeah, I do.
And in today's NFL, you have to.
You're right. To be a winning team, you definitely have to. So I put Cam at 6. I really think this kid's going to turn into maybe one of the greatest players we've ever watched step on a football field. This was my hardest one. Because I knew he deserved top 5, but I couldn't figure out where in the top 5. So, Sir Eli Manning, I put it my number 5. It was rough. I didn't know how to go because I know he deserves top 5. No question about it. But if you look at his stats as a whole throughout his career, they're not anything amazing. But he has 2 Super Bowl rings.
Correct.
If you put Eli Manning on a different team, does he get 2 Super Bowl rings? I don't know. It's really because everybody's like, oh well, he set the record fourth quarter comebacks
That's like saying take Peyton Manning off the Colts. You put him, maybe you trade Brady and Manning. Would Manning have won all the championships that Brady would have
won 3? And Brady, you don't know. But when I look at Eli, there's enough for me that I just can't sit there and say, oh my God, he's the best quarterback in the league. There are 4 guys that I would take over Eli Manning. There was. But at the same time, people make a big deal out of him setting the record for most fourth quarter comebacks. That's not a great stat to have in your career. It means either you or your defense did enough in the first 3 quarters that you didn't have the lead going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Yes, props to you for leading your team back. I can think of 2 games on their own where the refs helped them out. That Arizona game, Victor Cruz was not down. He fumbled the ball. They ruled him down. That one I'll never understand, but it was ruled the way it was ruled, and it's over and done with. So whatever. They got the dub. It is what it is. The San Francisco game in the playoffs.
Yo, that's
2
why
punts.
NFL, bro. You need teamwork.
Yeah.
It's a team effort.
Exactly. So, one way or another, Eli Manning deserves top 5 credit. I just couldn't put him past number 5. So, Eli Manning is my number 5 quarterback on my top 10 list.
Right. Well, at number 4, I've got Eli Manning for all the same reasons that you just said. I don't think he's better than obviously the Elite 3, who are obvious.
Yeah, I think the R3.
Who's your number 4?
My number 4 is Peyton.
Okay.
And
so
I only went Peyton because he looks so. When they show clips of him practicing in training camp,
it's awesome.
He looks so intense and serious.
I will definitely say that he definitely looks intense, and he's out to prove a point that he is healthy. So until he proves that point, I'm out for skepticism. Skepticism on him. So top 3. I'm just going to say my top 3 because our top 3 are the same, and so should everyone else's be in the world.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm just going to say 3 Brees, 2 Brady, 1 Rodgers. And I have Rodgers on top of Brady just for the simple fact that I think Rodgers, it's not clearly that he's the best, but he just makes it look so damn easy. That offense scores within a matter of like 3 or 4 plays.
Yeah, if they don't, they punt. They hope their defense makes a stop, which they pretty much couldn't do last year.
That offense is just very unstoppable, I feel like. Aaron Rodgers, to me, is Peyton Manning 2.0.
He's more athletic.
That good, and he's more athletic.
That's what I like about Rodgers is that, and when he throws the ball on the run, he might as well be standing in the pocket.
Yes.
It's ridiculous how pinpoint he throws it when he's running. And that back shoulder fade, I don't think anybody throws better than he does.
No.
Rodgers. I really don't. And like Joey said, I have exactly the same top 3 in the exact same order. So instead of, reading them out to you again, I think it would be fun just to go a little back and forth. Breeze, the machine.
He's a machine. I was debating about putting him 4th, actually, to be honest with you.
Were you? I can understand. I mean, 2 Super Bowls for Eli, only one for Breeze.
And just for the simple fact that his stats are a little more skewed because he throws like 200 more passes than anybody else in the league.
Yeah, Breeze chucks the ball more than anybody else. Brady and Rodgers are close. I mean, those offenses run. Yeah, you could probably find out real quick if you want to go to NFL.com stats, and they'll give you 2011 passing attempts. You'll probably be able to figure that out real fast.
Okay.
So while Joey does that, I'm gonna just yap it a little more.
Because we know you like to yap.
Yeah, I do. I can run my mouth nonstop with sports. Let's be honest, especially football. So. The Brady Rodgers 1-2, and I get how people can say, well, why not Brady? He's got 3 rings, or Brady leads his team to 11, 12 wins every year, blah blah blah. When you think of this list, to me, you had to look at it as, well, what'd you do last year? What do we expect from you this year? And football's not about what have you done for me, 10 years ago. It's about what are you doing for me now. Tom Brady's lost his last 2 Super Bowls. All in all, statistically, didn't play that great in his last 2 Super Bowls. He played good, let's be honest. It's not like he played bad or anything, but he didn't play that great. Jeremy's actually got Brady before Rodgers. And that's cool because Rodgers in the playoff game against the Giants played terrible. He sailed one on Jennings. He sailed one on Jermichael Finley. Both of those plays could have led to touchdowns. To me, Brady has fallen short in the playoffs about 4 years straight now. In the past 4 years, Rodgers has won a Super Bowl. Brady hasn't. I'm just saying, like, it's just, to me, you can... dude, they're interchangeable, all 3 of these guys, okay?
All right, I lied.
You lied?
I lied.
What are our passing attempts that we're looking at from last year?
Matt Stafford led the league in passing attempts with 663. Drew Brees was second with 657. Tom Brady third with 611. Eli fourth. Philip Rivers fifth. And surprisingly, Ryan Fitzpatrick sixth.
Wow, 6 for Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, 6 for Fitzpatrick. Matt Ryan at 7, Josh Freeman at 8, Sanchez at 9 with passing attempts.
Oh, see, that's not right. Mark Sanchez should not be in top 10 in passing attempts.
Nah.
And that's not even a downplay on him. I say that because Rex Ryan's supposed to believe in ground and pound and running, own the clock. No way the Jets should be in top 10 in passing attempts. No way.
But Aaron Rodgers is only midway in the league. at 16.
And yet he still broke 5,000. Or no, it was Breeze. Was it Rodgers that hit 5,000?
I don't think Rodgers did.
No.
No, because he missed the game, didn't
It
he?
was Breeze, Stafford.
You got Breeze, Brady, Stafford. Eli was short by
Like
70 yards.
70 yards, not even a game.
Yeah.
One play. Hey, let's be
Rodgers
honest.
and Rivers pretty much just missed it by one game, and that was it.
Wow. Yeah, and Rodgers didn't even play week 17.
Correct.
He let Matt Flynn. You know, they set the record for most passing touchdowns by a team. Matt Flynn threw 6, which gave him 51, which breaks Brady's 50.
Yeah.
But since Matt Flynn did it, Rodgers don't get it. It's just Green Bay as a team for most passing touchdowns.
Yeah, correct.
So Brady gets to keep his name in the record books. So